Welcome back to the channel. In this video we are going to be taking a look at a couple of articles talking about CSGO or Counter-Strike Global Offensive. And before we jump into this video, make sure you are subbed to the channel, turn notifications on, and if you want to support me as a creator, there are channel memberships, Patreon and a merch store you guys can take a look at in the description. Remember, all of that stuff is optional, and without further ado, let's jump into it. So as you can see here, the very top of the article, the headline says CSGO ranked matches are no longer free to play. There is no more free path to getting the $15 Prime status upgrade anymore. A newly rolled out CSGO update removes your capability to access Prime matchmaking for free. In the past, you could get Prime status by collecting XP until you reach level 21 and associating a phone number with your account. Now, the only way to get the status, and hence the option to be matched with other Prime players, is to pay $15 for the upgrade. You can no longer earn XP if you don't have Prime status, and you can't earn ranks, drops, or skill groups as well. Based on people's feedback, it looks like you can keep your status if you have already reached it by taking the free path. However, if you are unable to reach level 21 before the update, you only have until June 17th to purchase it to reinstate the XP and skill groups you have already earned. By implementing those changes, Valve may have increased your chances of getting matched with other players serious enough about the game to pay $15 for it. Before we even get to the end of this article, there's another one that pretty much says the same thing with a couple of differences. You can tell that this has been done just purely based on their announcement to make a bit of extra money. They will feed you all of this, oh, we're doing it to protect the players, to stop the cheaters, all that sort of stuff. It's not even close to believable. In its announcement, Valve explained, CSGO went free to play over 3 years ago and is still going strong. Along with all the gameplay that we made available for free, new players had access to drops, ranks, skill groups, and a free path to Prime matchmaking. Unfortunately, over time, those benefits have become an incentive for bad actors to hurt the experience of both new and existing players. So in other words, it went free to play over 3 years ago and is still going strong. They lost a lot of money because it went free to play, so now they want to feed some bullshit system to their players and say, oh, we're doing this because of cheaters, when really they just want to make a bit of extra money. If you choose not to pay for the upgrade, you won't be able to participate in ranked matches anymore. Valve has introduced unranked matches for competitive, wingman and danger zone game modes though, which anybody on CSGO can access. It has removed scrimmage from competitive matchmaking and replaced it with unranked that pairs people up from a pool of non-Prime and Prime players. According to the update's patch notes, unranked still uses skill-based matchmaking, but it doesn't affect skill group, and it has no skill group party restrictions. And then jumping over to the next article, as I said, pretty much the same thing. Valve now charging for access to CSGO Prime ranked matchmaking. Prime matchmaking is exclusively pay to play. So, 3 years after going free to play, Counter-Strike Global Offensive is revoking its free path to Prime matchmaking, as well as the drops, ranks and skill groups that come with it. New players will now have to buy the Prime status upgrade from the Steam store for $15, Valve announced. So it's about £11, £10.89 or something like that, in order to get the Prime status upgrade, which will let you play ranked matches. And then this is like the bottom of the article already, just a fairly quick one to talk about this. The change was introduced alongside the release of unranked competitive matchmaking, a feature that's been widely demanded by the community for years. So Valve come out and say, boom, we just given you unranked competitive matchmaking. Now give us your fucking money. That's exactly what they've done. They have released this at the same time they have released a feature that has been asked for by the community for years. New free-to-play players can still play every game mode except for ranked competitive, but they will not earn XP, ranks, skill groups, or drops. They also won't be able to activate bonus XP or claim service medals. Prime was introduced as a way to authenticate accounts by tying them to a phone number to deter cheaters, spammers, and smurf accounts. But when CSGO went free to play, Valve introduced a way for new players to earn Prime status by reaching level 21 via collection XP from missions and various game modes. Many have pointed to this free path to Prime as a reason why there are still a lot of cheaters in ranked matchmaking since the game went free to play. Players who have already earned Prime status via the free-to-play track will not have their Prime status removed, but all new players going forward will have to pay $15 for Prime. So basically, if you have reached level 21 in the past, in the last few years, since CSGO has been free to play, then you are safe. If not, you have to pay $15 if you want to play ranked, if you want to earn drops, skill groups, XP, all that sort of stuff. Another thing I don't understand about this, Prime was introduced as a way to authenticate accounts by tying them to a phone number to deter cheaters, spammers and smurf accounts. Many people have pointed to this free path to Prime as a reason why there are still a lot of cheaters. So basically, Valve are saying, pay us £10.89, you can play ranked matches, because not a single cheater in this world is going to be able to afford that money. There are still going to be lots of cheaters that can actually afford that, because some of them, for their cheats and everything, pay 2 or 3 times this amount, if not more. Putting a system in place that charges players money is not to stop cheating. That's obvious from the get-go, because cheaters do have access to money. They're not fucking robots. They're using robot systems, like bits of software and stuff, but they are humans. They will have money that they can pay to get into this Prime thing and still ruin the experience. And then many have pointed to this free path to Prime as a reason why there are still a lot of cheaters. So what? Because the community say, oh, because it's free, there's a lot of cheaters still, so that gives Valve the incentive to charge for it, as if that's going to resolve the entire problem. The one thing that Valve needed to actually do with this, instead of charging people money, is just put some fucking anti-cheat in place. If they can get a good enough anti-cheat system, then there'll be a lot less cheaters. They're not the only game in the world that has cheaters. At the top of this .esports article, you can see Valorant up there. That's got lots of cheaters. Apex Legends has cheaters. Fortnite has cheaters. COD has cheaters. I don't really know about the other games up there. League of Legends, Overwatch, all that sort of stuff. Dota 2, I'm not sure. But if you take a look at Call of Duty Warzone, that has hundreds of thousands of cheaters. And they're not charging for it. They're just going around when they can and banning accounts. There are still a lot of people that can bypass it. There are still a shit ton of cheaters there. But whether a game is free to play or it's paid, you're still going to have cheaters. And I'm going to bring up Outriders and The Division 2. Their £60 games still have cheaters. Valve should not have charged money for this. They should not have made that Prime thing cost $15. It's absolutely outrageous. They should have just done better to improve their anti-cheat systems, and they should have just been more efficient with banning cheating accounts. That's all they had to do. But using these excuses of, oh, we've released a new thing that players have been asking for years, so give us some of your money. This game's been free to play for the last few years and it's still going strong. We see our metrics, we see our analytics and stuff. We want that money because we're losing out. And then the final one being a lot of people saying that the free path to Prime or whatever is a reason there's still a lot of cheaters. That doesn't mean you've got to go and fucking charge for it. As I said, outrageous, ridiculous. They really should not have done this, and I don't think they'll go back on it because there's going to be people out there that will buy into it. So yeah, that was a look at the latest news for CSGO and the fact that you now have to pay if you want to play ranked in the game. Let me know your thoughts and stuff about this in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next video. I hope you enjoyed it.